Hello everybody. Today we're going to look into your SuiteCRM log files. Okay, so let's go. First, let's think about what log files are. If you have not heard about the term, your system is usually working reliably and doing its thing. And if there is an issue in the background and you've got a couple of users working on the system, then this issue should not be like in cryptic IT speech on everybody user's screen, but it should be in the background and informing the technical staff, the IT, or you if you have to watch this video and debug your whole system in order to keep the system working, to keep the messages in the background smooth and have all the details where you really want to have the details. So you have two options here, but one option is very, very limited if you need to go into your issues with your system and need to go into debugging. If you're an admin, and then you can go to the admin area and you've got the system settings here. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you've got a couple of logger settings and you've got the view log here. Logger settings, we will go into the details in another video, but first let's check out this one here. So what is this? This is just a viewer for one specific log file. If you click on all, you can see that it's not very big, so there are a couple of entries and they're fatal. So if you want to do like a quick first debug, if you have an issue, whatever, and then you want to report this issue on GitHub or inside the SuiteCRM forms, maybe you can find the details here already, and this is sufficient. Look for those fatal ones. Depending on your configuration, that's usually the only thing that you see here, and this is usually where something did not continue. That means your users will still be able to work on the CRM system, maybe even without any interruptions, but parts of your underlying system, of your backend process or something will not work. As you can see here, for instance, I've got like a fake bounce IMAP account, so just for testing, for demo purposes, and therefore this was complaining about that, and now it can't authenticate there. Yes, I know, because it's just a fake one. So in this case, totally doesn't matter. It's the background process, and therefore that's totally fine. But if you're searching for something different, maybe you have an invalid file name and then you want to search for this by file. Yeah, invalid import file name, like this. So then you would need to search for it just by pressing enter, and then you can filter this one here and you don't see this huge log file, but you see specific details where you suspect already, okay, this could be the issue here. So, and then we could use regular expressions if you have a really big one, and then go through those. You can click on next and go through the different log files, and you've got marking points and so on. But really, if you have to go that much into the detail here, maybe this UI will not help as much and you would rather go to the server itself. So if you just want to have like a quick and dirty, if you want to quickly check something, here is the place for doing that. If you want to go into depth debugging, or if you have to, and then you can switch to the server. Let's do that. Either you have only an FTP access, and then you would download your log files, and then you would have an offline version and would need to analyze it there, or you do it live on your server, and there you can even stream it or look at them whilst they're being created. So where am I here? I'm in a SuiteCRM 8 root directory of the installation. So here, where's your log file, depending on your system as well. So if you have a SuiteCRM 7 system, it's usually directly here in the in the root folder. There are many more files as well, and somewhere there's a SuiteCRM.log file, and maybe even multiple versions depending on your size and your configuration. And there you would go into the debugging. If you're on an earlier version of 8, maybe 8.5, 8.6 or something, and then it would still be possible that your log files, the SuiteCRM log file that we just saw in the user interface in the admin area, is inside public legacy. In a newer version, this has all been unified and moved over into one logs folder, as you can see here. And then we can check this one out. You can list the contents and maybe without the hidden files. And as you can see, these are the files that might have been created for you whilst you have been working with the CRM system. Let's start from the most important one, in legacy. So change into the directory legacy. And here you will see our traditional standard, the one that existed already for decades from Sugar CRM. Now it's called SuiteCRM Log File. And if I go into this, you will see exactly the same thing that we just saw in the UI. So here we've got no surprises, so you can check this one in the UI as well. Here, of course, you've got a couple of advantages. You can stream it and see it live. So if you have like one window for doing the action inside your CRM system and one window for checking right away what happened when, because this could be a lot of data writing into this one, so you need to catch the right moment. It can be tricky to work with this one. Overall, focus on the fatal. You have the option to configure your log level here and show way more details, which might sometimes help if you're working on development. If you have like a specific system environment, it could run into problems which are sometimes not even related to SuiteCRM, but maybe you can find some hints there. What's new? From SuiteCRM 8, there is a new user interface and things will be ported over into this one over time. So here we've got a prod log, and this one is mostly working with the new SuiteCRM 8 system technology here. As you can see, there are a couple of warnings which you usually could ignore. So here we've got a specific thing. It's a garbage collector. It's like a destructor if you are into development. And here that means that my sessions folder, my www data user that I'm using for the server, is not allowed to delete a file from this session directory. Easy to fix. You can grant write permissions to this directory for the for this web server user, for your PHP user basically, or you can just use a different session directory. And but overall nothing very moving here. It's all totally fine, but as you can see, there are some more specific ones. So here we've got a CSRF token, and you might want to look into the details, what's happening here. And usually depending on, there's a specific issue, and now you need to search for where this issue comes from. What other things do we have here? We've got an auth log, and I won't show this one now. So this one is logging when a user has had issues logging in or try to log in into a remote system for authentication. So this one is from a customer. It's an LDAP or SAML connection. So here maybe you can connect your SuiteCRM system to your Azure or something, or your IDP, and then you would see this auth log as well. If there are login issues, this will be tracked here. Then you've got an installation log. The installation log is usually for this installation itself. So you're installing something and then you can just check whether everything is fine. Most of the things should be info, and around here there could be, because it's like a demo installation with demo data, there are some issues here which I did not care at all about, because it's just a demo system. So in case, it will just be to the local environment in case you wanted to see the demo data for testing around, for playing around, and then you see this one here. But the rest is all info, so it's interesting to know, but you basically can ignore it. The upgrade log, fairly similar. So if you're doing a system upgrade, you will see this here as well. And then you will figure out, okay, with the system upgrade, something did not work out, and therefore you would first need to look into the log files. These are the SuiteCRM specific log files. mostly if something doesn't work, it could come from here. So that means you've got maybe wrong configurations, maybe a server setup where you're missing something. You have been able to install the SuiteCRM system, but some specific parts of the CRM system don't work for you. Or you've got misconfigured workflows. You've got, like me here, this outbound, inbound servers misconfigured with wrong authentication, with wrong credentials or something. So that's what usually tracked and recorded and stored here inside those log files. So if you are running into an issue and it's SuiteCRM related, then you would be able to first go into those log files that we discussed now, and then you would maybe see a hint already. What do you do with this hint? Start with AI. You get usually an answer which is kind of useful. So you would just ask the AI, I've got a SuiteCRM installation inside the log file. I just found this one. What can I do here? And often the AI will guide you through some debugging and some further details and some ideas of what you can do. Ideally, you would understand everything that the AI spits out there before you execute this. Yeah, it just helps. And if it doesn't work at all, if you can't progress there, you can post it inside the forums or would use this on GitHub in order to report a bug. And there is more. In case you are working with Apache, for instance, you have a web server environment, and then there could be some more details that you can't see from here because it won't even get to SuiteCRM in the first place. How would you discover this one? It's usually in the var log and then Apache. And I would just like to see the SuiteCRM 892 ones and then display all of them. And I can see this one here. So there we've got SuiteCRM 892 access logs, and there we've got the error log. So that's what I usually configure in my virtual host file. And here, this will help me to track specifics. Let's go into this one and see, for instance, what's inside the access log. It's mostly the information who accessed when in the terms of the IP address. So you can see this is like a local IP address, what has been accessed, usually GraphQL API for reloading stuff, and then maybe the logo or something. So nothing special, but you can see plenty of details if you needed to. This is usually nice to know, but not really important. What's more critical is the error log, and you can see this one is empty here. Why is this critical? Because of your server environment. If you have anything standing inside here, then it could be that your SuiteCRM doesn't load at all. So you're going to your domain of your SuiteCRM system, and then it's completely white. Why is that? Maybe because you have misconfigured the server. The server is not ready for SuiteCRM or similar. So if you find something here, usually that means you've got maybe missing plugins on your server, or your server has a wrong version, or there's something like wrong, but not on the SuiteCRM side, but on the server side. So this one should usually be empty unless you first need to completely set up your server in order to support SuiteCRM here. So again, here, how do you fix things the same way? Maybe try to ask AI first, and afterwards, if you can't get anywhere, then what I see mostly in the forums is it would be better in some server forums. Ask server forums how to configure my web server properly. These are my requirements from SuiteCRM documentation, and now what am I supposed to do here, because it's server related, not SuiteCRM related. But again, ask AI in the forums. People usually help as well. And therefore, you might be able to find a way out here. In general, look into those log files. I think that was a very good overview of what's happening now in terms of log files in the newer version of SuiteCRM 8. You have a good understanding, and unfortunately, if you watch the video until here, you have some debugging ahead. So really look into those different log files, you know what the error is, and then go into go through the log files and see what you can find there. Specific cases, if you touch the code, if you change the code, if you have custom code inside your modules, it's even more complex. It's very difficult to have like a one answer which fits everything here. It's a lot of debugging and detail, so at least you know where to look now. Then have fun debugging. That's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.